as well on the court. It's part of those intangibles that we talk about as well. So those are your players to watch here tonight as we take a look at the tail of the tape. McNees at 4-9 this year, Privateers at 6-8, and 1-0 are the Privateers in conference play. Hitting percentage, New Orleans has the edge there. Opponent hitting percentage is pretty even. Everything else is fairly even for the most part. Blocks and the service aces. That's something that Coach Karlov had talked about, is that, look, early on we weren't aggressive from the service line. Now they're starting to go for it more on the service line. There's Coach Sasha Karlov in her 4th season at McNees. Has never lost against UNO. 7 meetings. They've won all 7. Here is head coach Ashley Preston in her 5th season. And Coach Preston certainly knows that part on the other side as well. And looking to get that triumph over McNees here today. Starting lineups for both teams. It's going to be pretty much the same as you saw towards the end of the match on Thursday night. There's the Privateers in their black uniforms this afternoon. McNees in the white with the blue numbering and lettering and gold trim, and McNees across the front. Alessandra Mayoni, who had 20 kills and had a hitting percentage of almost 600. She's going to start up front. So too will setter Defne Eciroglu. Vinay Sapp gets the start as well. Courtney Roundtree, Laura Piva, the libero. There are 2 liberos listed for the Privateers in the starting lineup, Lainey Alamo and Peyton Cole, and it will be Lainey who will be on the court first. Meanwhile, for McNees, it's going to be Kinga Jokalska. Going to start as the setter, one of 8 freshmen on the team. Bailey Folks as well as the DS. Along with Denari Mills, the libero is going to be Lauren Fuller. Kayla Wilson, Ava Hendry also in the starting lineup for McNees as well. Cowgirls are going to start on serve, and we are set for volleyball. We are so glad you joined us, wherever you may be joining us from here on this Saturday afternoon at the HPC. Early service put in play. Piva gets underneath it, and now Eciroglu an early set, and this is going to be for Piva. High block touch, and then dug out on a dive. Here's a bump set from Fuller, and then from well outside the court, not able to make it go, was Kayla Wilson, and a point for the Privateers. And that's how this day gets started. Great effort to get there on the dig off the high block touch from the back row, as the Cowgirls were pretty deep at right back, but then couldn't continue the rally further. Now Piva serve, angles Fuller, almost a free ball. Roundtree wins the joust, as Courtney Roundtree was right there on the spot. That's a point for New Orleans. Early 2-0 lead here as we are in the very early stages of this matchup. Off the serve receive, Wilson's going to bump set this one from in front of the 10. That is easily blocked by Roundtree. Mary Alice Doman hit right into the waiting block there of Courtney Roundtree, who's got 2 rejections now to start off this match. Piva sends it deep, Fuller reception. Zolchowska is going to set this one, and it misses wide on the hit from Ava Henry. Zolchowska, one of 2 Poland natives on the team. It's the primary setter, but the shot was missed wide by Ava Henry. Zolchowska runs the bump set this well outside the pin, and that one dug out off the block touch by Peyton Cole. Swinging over the block was Vinay Sapp. That was dug out in the back row. A lead to Wilson, a tip over, and there's a kill for Kayla Wilson. And now the Cowgirls get themselves on the board. Celia Mbaya is going to check in at left back here, replacing Laura Piva. Also back there is Alamo as the libero. You'll see them rotate depending on where the libero is on the back row. Off of Sapp's reception, Mayoni blocked, but a good cover there by Mbaya. Now Roundtree, a deep swing, and there is a touch. So it will be a point for the Privateers. Went long, but there was a touch on the way, and that's a point for Courtney Roundtree, and it's 5-1 New Orleans on the side out. Peyton Cole now to serve for New Orleans. Cole, who led the team in digs on Thursday night with 16, sent it deep, and there's a diving dig by Cole off of Wilson's swing. Then a dump over, easily covered. Wilson, another try, just kind of shoves it off of the block sideways and out of bounds for a point for McNees. A Cowgirls team that came in with 15 newcomers this year, 8 of them freshmen. So it's certainly been a growth process here for the Cowgirls throughout their first 13 and now into their 14th match of the season. Coach Karlov has said that she's been very pleased about how this team has been progressing and how the younger players are being introduced to some of those bigger moments and what it could do for their confidence going forward. Serve received by Sapp, and that's Eciroglu's bump set for Sapp. Cross court, dugout Fuller. Zolkowska going to set this one for the lefty who misses into the net that time. That was the freshman Neil Grace Berry. The lefty right side could not connect on that shot. Point for New Orleans. And now Kyla Baker checks in to serve for the Privateers. Service substitution for Mayoni. Baker sends this one deep. Fuller covers. Zolkowska bumps it back, and that one rejected but continued. And then Scales dumps it back down for the point for the Privateers. What we noted about Akir Scales on Thursday night is that when she was blocked a couple of times, she was just able to put shots right back at the court and keep the pressure on Nichols on Thursday night. And there's her first show of it here today against McNees. 7-2 New Orleans, and now Baker once again to serve. Kyla sends it in a line over, serve received, and now it's going to be set. Wilson leads into one. That one dug out by Cole, running the bump set. That one was Sapp. Just a free ball sent over short by Eciroglu. Zolkowska set to the middle for the kill. That is Jordan Gamble, the senior transfer out of Nichols, who was previously at Nichols. Native of Katy, Texas, gets her first kill of the day, and now McNees on the side out will serve. Back to serve, it will be Summer Anderson. On the service sub, Anderson serve received by Baker. Eciroglu to set this one for Scales. That one goes long. Was there a touch? There was. Officials just conferred with each other quickly before calling the touch at the net on McNees. Defne Sapp back to serve. In on rotation is Piva for Mbaya. Defne sends it over to Fuller. Zolkowska set it up for Gamble. Missed one wide, and that's a point for the Privateers. A half-hearted appeal for a touch there from McNees. And now a timeout called by Coach Karlov. We'll take the break as well. New Orleans has run out to an early 9-3 lead in this first set. This is college volleyball on ESPN+.
At Astra Andrews.